All right, so hello everybody and welcome to the session where we have picked up questions from the NCERT textbook, and they are going to cover pretty much all the concepts that you've studied in the first chapter, and that is real numbers. So who do we have here? All right, so Prachi, Tatlin, Prashansa, Chitra. Okay, we have Chinmay here. We have Harsh, Saif, Ali, hi. All right, we have Aditi here. Good evening. Good evening to all of you. I hope you guys have had a pretty good day here. Zarina is here. Hi. We have Surabhi. Hello. Hi, Pavan. Okay, Vandana is here as well. Okay. We have who else? Snehdeep Kaur. Hi. We have Kiran here. We have Swati here. We have Kamlesh. Good evening to all of you. And then we have Himani, Kartikeya. Good evening. Sakshi, Neelam Yadav. Hi. Hello. Okay, so Dipshika, Manisha, Abhinaya, Jyoti, Gautam. Wow, we have quite a lot of students out here today. Sakshi, Harsh, Shivansh, Venkat Ramna, Sai Gautam. Awesome. So how are we guys doing here? All right, guys, come on. Quickly give me a thumbs up so that we can begin the session. If I'm audible and visible, of course, and there are no technical difficulties with this. All right, good evening, Rashmi. Hey, Kashyap, Rafiq Ahmed, hello. We have Shivansh, Vartika. Okay, so we're getting the thumbs up from you, which means I'm audible and visible. I'm good, guys. I hope you guys are doing amazing. All right, so let's begin this session now. Firstly, I'm going to take you through this, right? I'm sure you guys are aware that these are the 3 chapters that we would be covering in a period of 45 days. Number system is about to be finished now. Okay, we've covered up all the concepts, and in today's session we have picked up some really important, amazing questions from the NCERT, and then we would be revisiting, and then we will start coordinate geometry, and then we will start off with polynomials. Now, if there are any new students joining us in this session, please make sure that you join our Telegram channel as well. The link to this, you will find it in the descriptions box, because there are certain things which are easier to do on the Telegram channel than here on our YouTube channel. So especially the session updates and you know, this thing would be really important. The session note with the instructor's handwriting would be there, so that it's easy for you to re-watch these videos if at all you're trying to revise the concepts and then, you know, make good notes and all of that. So Telegram channel would be really helpful. Make sure you join it. All right, now I want to begin the session today by recalling a few very important concepts from the chapter of number system. All right, so a few basic identities that I want to discuss, especially related to the exponents and powers. Now I'm sure you guys are aware of this, right? A to the power m multiplied with a to the power n is going to be a to the power m plus n. So if you notice here, the bases are the same, okay, a and a, whereas the powers are different, powers or exponents. Some example that I could give you is 3 power 4 multiplied with 3 power 6 is going to be equal to 3 to the power 4 plus 6, giving me 3 to the power 10. All right, now again, we have another relationship. A to the power m divided by a to the power n is going to be a to the power m minus n. Yes, again, if you notice, the bases are the same, a, and the powers are different, m and n. So an example could be 7 to the power 5 divided by 7 to the power 4. This is going to be 7 power 5 minus 4, giving me 7 power 1. Okay, and then we also have another exponents and powers rules. A to the power m raised to the power n is going to be equal to a to the power m multiplied with n, right? An example could be what? 3 power 5, this is raised to the power 2, let's say. This is going to be 3 to the power 5 multiplied with 2, giving me 3 to the power 10. All right, so these 3 are going to be really important formulas. And then you also know that any base, if you have the power 0, this is going to be equal to 1. Yeah, but then you must have noticed that we did something with respect to irrational numbers, rationalizing, all of that. So for this, you've got to know that nth root of a will be written as a to the power 1 by n. Like for example, square root of 2 is nothing but 2 to the power 1 by 2. Cube root of 2 is 2 to the power 1 by 3. Fifth root of 2 is 2 to the power 1 by 5. In a similar way, nth root of a here is going to be a to the power 1 by n. Okay. All right. 7 square No. I'm sorry. This is a 5. Okay, thanks for pointing that out. This is a 5 here. All right. Let's make it a 6. Even if I write a 5, it's coming as 6 there. Okay, so this will be 6 minus 4, and this will be 7 square. I hope this is pretty clear now. Yeah. Yes. I wrote it as 5, but you know, it eventually ended up looking like a 6. All right, but never mind. I changed the 5 to 6 again. So 7 power 6 divided by 7 power 4 is going to be 7 to the power 6 minus 4, giving me 7 to the power 2. All right. Yes. And then these rules. Now for me, these are going to be really crucial. Okay, because I am going to combine this simple rule with the rule of a power m raised to the power n, because something like this. Okay, let's suppose you have square root of 2 whole cube. Okay, then square root of 2, you know, you can write it like 2 power 1 by 2. Now this is being raised to the power 3. Yeah, so now you can use a to the power m whole to the power n. This becomes a to the power m multiplied with n, and this becomes 2 raised to the power 3 by 2. Okay, and then something like, let's suppose cube root of 27 raised to the power, let's say 5 by 4, because there will be a few questions that will revolve around this idea. Yeah, now cube root of 27, you must remember this, can be written like 3 multiplied with 3 multiplied with 3, which means 3 cube. Yes, so I'm going to substitute in the place of 27 3 cube, and then this is to the power 1 by 3, and this becomes to the power 5 by 4. So now this becomes what? 3 power 3 multiplied with 1 by 3, a power m whole power n. Yes, and then this is how we are going to proceed. So all of this is simply based on these simple rules. First, a power m multiplied with a power n, a power m plus n, then this one, and then you've got to remember this. Okay, and now there are certain numbers that you've got to memorize, guys. You know, they are going to be really very helpful to you, especially in this topic, and then certain questions that will come from this chapter. Like, I want you to remember 2 to the power 3 is 8, 2 power 4 is 16, 2 power 5 is 32, and 2 power 6 is 64. 3 power 3 is 27, 3 power 4 is 81, 4 power 3 is 64, 5 power 3 is 125, things like this. The moment you see 125, it should click that, hey, look, this is going to be 5 cube. The moment you see 216, okay, the moment you see 216, it should click that, yeah, I know this is 6 raised to the power 3, something like that. All right, so these are a few things. You need not, I should say, memorize it, but start getting comfortable with these numbers. Okay, because when you see 64, many things can click. Either 8 square can click because it is 8 square, or you know, 4 cube, or 2 power 6, whichever. It depends on what the question is. So these become very crucial. Start getting comfortable with these kind of numbers, and eventually everything is going to fall back onto the basics. The basic rules of exponents that we have covered, they will be used here. Okay, so I'm going to start now. I just wanted to give you guys a quick recall of these basic fundamentals so that you are aware of it. Okay, so come on, let's start the questions now. All right, this is going to be the first question. 3 plus root 3, which is inside the bracket, that is multiplied with 2 plus root 2. So we have got to simplify this. Okay, so how are we going to simplify this? How are we going to simplify this? Well, it is a fairly simple process. What you do is, this 3, you first multiply it with this 2 and write it down here. 3 multiplied with 2. And then what is the sign here? Plus. And then this 3 will get multiplied with root 2. 3 multiplied with root 2 plus. Now this root 3 gets multiplied with 2. Root 3 gets multiplied with 2 plus last root 3 gets multiplied with root 2. So I have multiplied one term in this to all the terms in the other bracket. Okay? And then this is done. I'm good, Shiva. I hope you're doing great as well. Okay, this is called opening the brackets. Now simplify this. Now you know this 3 multiplied with 2 is 6 plus 3 multiplied with root 2 is going to stay as it is. All right. So this will be written like 3 root 2 plus 2 multiplied with root 3 is going to stay as it is. This will be written like 2 root 3. Please don't get confused between 3 root 2 and 2 root 3. They are different. Plus root 3 multiplied with root 2, you can put it in a single root saying this is 3 times 2, put it under one single root. And now simplify this. This is going to be 6 plus 3 root 2 plus 2 root 3 plus root 6. And that's it. This is going to be the answer. Wow, you guys are typing this. Well done. Amazing. Well done. That's going to be the correct answer. Very good. And then you obviously know this, right? Root 2 multiplied with root 2 is what? 2. Because what does it become? It becomes root 2 whole square. Yeah. And root 2, you can write it like what? 2 power 1 by 2 whole square. So using a power m whole power n, a power mn, it becomes equal to 2. Okay, yes, this is simple. So this is again an important question, and you should get comfortable with these kind of calculations, because trust me, they're going to be part of your mathematics in class 10. They are going to be part of math in class 11, class 12. They're going to stay with you forever. If at all you decide to take up math in class 11 and 12, but these are really important. Okay, so we've understood this. Okay, Ayan says he has a doubt. Please go ahead, ask the doubt. So you've understood it. Well done. In case there are any students who are having doubts, please ask the doubt in the comments box. So till the time doubt is being asked, I'm going to move on to the next question here. Okay. All right. So let's check out how this is to be done. The process is the same, right? Like I'm not going to be even bother using this formula for now. I will just do this one the way I did the last question. So root 5 multiplied with root 5. I will write that first. Now this root 5 gets multiplied to plus root 2. So plus root 5 multiplied with root 2. So I have multiplied this with this and this with this. Now be careful. This minus root 2 gets multiplied with plus root 5. So minus root 2 gets multiplied with plus root 5, and minus root 2 gets multiplied with plus root 2. So minus root 2 gets multiplied with plus root 2. Yes. Now this becomes what? Root 5 multiplied with root 5 is root 5 whole square. Plus this will be what? Root 10 minus this will be root 10 minus this is root 2 whole square. Now root 10 minus root 10, that becomes 0. So this gets cancelled. Root 5 whole square is 5. Root 2 whole square is 2. So the answer is going to be 5 minus 2, 3. Again, this idea is crucial, because this is the foundation on which the questions based on rationalization of denominator are based upon. So I would suggest that you remember this. Square root of a plus square root of b multiplied with square root of a minus square root of b is simply going to be a minus b. Right? Now let's suppose you have this. Square root of 7 plus square root of 5 multiplied with square root of 7 minus square root of 5. This is simply going to be 7 minus 5, 2. Square root of 9 plus square root of 6 multiplied with square root of 9 minus square root of 6. This is simply going to be 9 minus 6. So this is going to be a very, very useful concept that we would be using in questions related to rationalizing the denominator. And trust me, from this chapter, that is going to be the most important question. Rationalizing the denominator. Yes, Sujash, what is going to be your doubt? Yeah, you guys have pointed out right, Himani. This is in the form of a plus b multiplied with a minus b, which is a square minus b square. It's just that in the place of a and b, we're dealing with square root of a and square root of b. But the idea remains the same, like you have pointed out. Why can't 2 root 3 be added to 3 root 2? Okay, that's a valid doubt. 2 root 3 plus 3 root 2. What will your answer be? What will you say? Will you say 5 root 2? Will you say 5 root 3? What? You can't, right? Because the number under the root here is root 3. The number under the root here is root 2. They are different. So obviously you can't combine them. Yeah. So that's the reason why we leave it as it is. You know, we don't do any further simplification. We leave it as it is. Is that clear? You know, because root 3 plus root 2, this is not going to be equal to root 5. You are not going to do it that way. All right? Things don't work this way when you're dealing with irrational numbers. Root x, okay, let me just write that down here. Please remember this. Okay, let's just say this is 5 minus 2, this is 3. Root x plus root y is not equal to root of x plus y. You can't combine the roots for addition and subtraction signs. Root x minus root y is not equal to root of x minus y. But it works for multiplication and division. Root of x multiplied with root of y, this time you can write it. Okay, you can combine the root for multiplication and you can combine the root for division, but you can't combine the root for addition and subtraction. Please remember this. These are going to be different terms. Yes, if there is root 3 square, the root will be cancelled. Yes, if it is root 3 square, root will be cancelled. You can even memorize this as a formula. Root x whole square is going to be x. Doesn't matter what it is. Root 5 whole square, root 7 whole square, root 10 whole square, it will get cancelled. Yes, like Aditi has pointed out, these are going to be unlike terms. You can add and subtract only like terms. Like root 2 plus root 2, you can add it and say 2 root 2. Root 5 plus root 5, you can add it saying 2 root 5. But root 3 plus root 2, they are not like terms. So addition, subtraction works on like terms, but multiplication and division doesn't matter. You can proceed with like terms, you can proceed with unlike terms as well. Okay, well done, well done. So students are giving the correct answer and I'm really happy with that, right? So come on, let's make a note of that. Let's make a note of that. Addition, subtraction works for like terms, whereas multiplication and division doesn't matter. And this is the reason why when you have root 3 plus root 3, you can say this is 2 root 3. But when root 3 plus root 2, you'll have to leave it as it is because root 3 and root 2 are unlike terms. Very good. Very good. Come on now. Let's try this question. So we have seen the first two, right? As I told you, this is going to be the heart, the very, very important type of question. Rationalize the denominator. All right. Now you need to remember this. If there is, let me just generalize this. If the denominator, let's say, is root x plus root y. Now you will multiply the numerator and denominator with root x minus root y, because as I said, this, we're trying to use it. This is the idea that we're trying to use. And if the denominator has root x minus root y, then you will multiply the numerator and denominator by root x plus root y, because in the denominator we want to have a form that is in the form of a plus b multiplied with a minus b, giving us a square minus b square. Yes? Is that clear? Come on, let's try to do this question now. So in the denominator, come on, you guys tell me the answer. Try this out. I'm sure you guys know this. We've done it in one of the session, right? So Gargi has given the answer root 7 divided by root of 2 by 5. Oh God, you guys are trying. I mean, that makes my day. You know, you can't use the root symbols and all of that, but still you guys are trying. Well done. Well done. Awesome. Yes, Kavita, Alpana, Sakshi, Rashmi, Prachi, Zarina, Prashansa, Surbhi. Yes, we will change the signs of denominator, Surbhi. You know, it's called the conjugate. You know, just a term. Nothing to worry. Yes. Come on. Now, what am I going to do? I'm going to try to get an answer similar like yours, because I know you guys are right. So I'll multiply the numerator by root 7 minus root 2 divided by denominator also by root 7 minus root 2. Yes? Now, 1 multiplied with this, it will stay as it is. Root 7 minus root 2. Divided by what? Divided by, this is in the form of what? A plus b multiplied with a minus b, which is a square minus b square. But we learned a formula for this. Yeah? So this will be what? Root 7 plus root 2 multiplied with root 7 minus root 2. The numerator is anyways this multiplied with 1. Doesn't matter. Anything multiplied with 1 is the number itself. So this is going to be what? Root 7 minus root 2 divided by 7 minus 2. So this is root 7 minus root 2 divided by 5. Very simple, I'm sure. Yeah? Root 7 minus root 2 divided by 5. Bhakti says she hasn't understood it. Look, it would be better if you guys post your doubt directly, you know, instead of saying you haven't understood it, because then you have to waste some more time in typing the doubt. So directly post the doubt. Yeah. So what did you not understand? Post it. I'll be able to answer it. Others have understood it. Very good. Students who haven't understood it, just post what you haven't understood. And then I'll be able to clarify your doubt, because we're using simple fundamentals. This is the formula that we are using here. That's it. Yes, again I say, don't say in the comments that you have a doubt. Directly post your doubt. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. All right, now you say you haven't understood the second step. The second step is, look, how do you multiply two fractions? A by B multiplied with C by D. How do you do this? You multiply both the numerators and then you multiply both the denominators. I did the same thing here. Like 1 multiplied with root 7 minus root 2. That is there in the numerator. Root 7 plus root 2 multiplied with root 7 minus root 2. It is there in the denominator. Now this is in the form of what? A plus B multiplied with A minus B, which is A square minus B square. Or you can generalize it for this as well. Root A plus root B multiplied with root A minus root B is going to be A minus B. This is the reason why this becomes root 7 minus 2, giving you 5. That's all. Okay, look, this denominator, try and connect it to this formula that we are using. I hope this is understood now. Yes, you've just learned two identities like Ayan Oja has said. Simple, just two simple identities. And here we are just using this. That's about it. Well done. Come on, let's move on and check out the next question here. Okay, again you've got to rationalize the denominator. The denominator is what? Root 5 minus root 2. So you will multiply the numerator and denominator by what? You will multiply this with root 5 plus root 2 divided by same root 5 plus root 2. Because when we multiply these two, it comes in this form. Root A plus root B multiplied with root A minus root B. I can write A minus B because that's what rationalizing denominator means. You remove the square root from denominator. That's when it becomes rational. Come on, let's simplify this now. So this will become what? Root 3 minus 2 multiplied with root 5 plus root 2. Now denominator is going to be very simple. This is going to be what? 5 minus 2, direct. Yeah, so this is going to be 3. So whatever time we are spending, how 5 came in the denominator? 5, where is 5? Okay, look, this is in the form of what? Root 5 plus root 2, which is in the form of root A plus root B. Root 5 minus root 2. This is in the form of root A minus root B. When you multiply these two, what do you get? A minus B. So that's what you're getting. This is, what is this happening here? Root 5 whole square minus root 2 whole square. You at least know this, right? A plus B multiplied with A minus B is A square minus B square. Look, now root 5 whole square is nothing but 5 and root 2 whole square is nothing but 2. That's how I get it. Come on, we'll have to spend some time in simplifying the numerator because denominator is very simple. We've rationalized it. So root 3 multiplied with root 5. Root 3 multiplied with root 5. So I multiplied the first term of this to the first term of this. Now multiply these two. Root 3 multiplied with root 2 plus root 3 multiplied with root 2. Yeah. Now take the second term. Remember, be careful. The second term of the first bracket is minus 2. Minus 2 will be multiplied with root 5 and then minus 2 will be multiplied with root 2. Minus 2 will be multiplied with root 2 divided by what? 5 minus 2 is 3. That's it, right? So come on, let's simplify this. So root 3 multiplied with root 5 is what? Root 15 plus root 3 multiplied with root 2 is root 6, because if you remember, you can multiply and divide unlike terms as well, but like terms you know, add and subtract only. So now this is going to stay as it is. This will be minus 2 root 5. This will be minus 2 root 2 divided by 3. That's it. There's no need to simplify this any further. We can keep it as it is. All right, well done. I hope you guys have understood this, because we're not doing any big rocket science here. We're simply relying upon the basic fundamentals, like root 2 multiplied with root 3 can be written like this, but root 2 plus root 3 we've got to leave it as it is because they are unlike terms. That's it. That's clear, yeah? Awesome, cool. Come on, let's move on now. Okay, this is going to be a question for you. You've seen how to rationalize the denominator. Now go ahead and answer this question in 30 seconds. Come on, take your time. Well, you can only take 30 seconds. How can you take your own time? So silly of me, yes? Okay, Duster Gamer says, I can speak Hindi, but there may be some students out there who will not understand Hindi. So let's stick to a neutral language, and that is English, because all of us can understand English. That's the reason why I don't speak in Hindi, because there will be some of my students out there who will not understand Hindi, who may not understand Hindi. Okay, so we are getting answers here. Oh, option C, the answer has been revealed. Some of you are saying B, D, come on, what's going on? Look, multiply this with root 7 plus 2 divided with root 7 plus 2 as well, right? Numerator becomes what? Root 7 plus 2 divided by, because 1 multiplied with anything is the same thing. Denominator is in the form of what? A plus B multiplied with A minus B. So that's going to be A square minus B square. So this is going to be what? Root 7 whole square is 7, 2 square is 4, and that's how you get a 3 in the denominator. Is that clear now? Have a proper look at the solution. So what are you doing here? Rationalizing the denominator. So multiply this with root 7 plus 2, divide it with root 7 plus 2 as well. Multiplication of these two. Let's clarify that. Root 7 minus 2 multiplied with root 7 plus 2. So this is A plus B multiplied with A minus B, which is going to be A square minus B square. Root 7 whole square is going to be 7, 2 square is 4, and this is how you're getting a 3 here in the denominator. Yes, of course, you can attend it, Hardik. You know, there's nobody stopping you from attending this. The more students attend these sessions, the better it is. So we've understood rationalizing the denominator, which is, again, as I repeat, please make sure you practice, pick up your textbook, practice as many questions as possible of rationalizing the denominator, because I believe this is going to be one of the most important type of questions from the first chapter. Come on, let's move on now and check out some others. Now you've already seen this. Come on, tell me the answer to this. I'll give you the hint. This is in the form of a to the power m multiplied with a to the power n, which is going to be a to the power m plus n. So all you've got to know here is how to add two fractions. That's all. Come on. 2 to the power 2 by 3. Okay, if it is small, I'll try to rewrite it. 2 power 2 by 3 multiplied with 2 power 1 by 5. This is what the question is. 2 to the power 2 by 3 multiplied with 2 to the power 1 by 5. Okay, 2 power 13 by 5. Gayatri, and then we have Gargi here. Okay, Sujash says Telangana board. Yeah, I believe boards are going to be more or less similar. I may not tell you accurately, but yes, more or less the same. More or less the same. All right, cool. Now you guys are coming up with the correct answer. Well done. Come on, let's try this out. So this, as I said, in the form of a power m multiplied with a power n is a power m plus n. So this is going to be 2 to the power 2 by 3 plus 1 by 5. Now how do we add two fractions? The butterfly method works wonderfully well here. So 2 by 3 plus 1 by 5. I multiply these two. 2 times 5, I get 10. Plus I multiply these two. 3 times 1, I get 3. Divided by, I multiply these two. 3 times 5, 15. And this is how I get 13 by 15 as the power. So the final answer is going to be 2 to the power 13 divided by 15. Well done. This is the correct answer. I'm doing good, Lakshmi. I hope you're doing great as well. Did you just join now? You're late. Very good. Very good. So we have the correct answer. Awesome. Come on, let's move on and check out the next question. Now this, again, what is it trying to test? A to the power m divided by a to the power n, you guys know, is equal to a to the power m minus n. So come on, go ahead and tell me the answer to this. So I'll rewrite the question in case it is not visible. This is going to be 11 to the power 1 by 2 divided by 11 to the power 1 by 4. So 11 power 1 by 2 divided by 11 power 1 by 4. As you can see, the bases are the same. Again, Gayatri has given the first answer. And Zarina also, Manisha has directly given the power because the base eventually is going to be 11. Other book other than NCERT. All right, we'll give you the answer to that. Right now, I'm not too sure about that. 11 power 1 by 4. Very good. Because how do you do this? This is simply going to be 11 power 1 by 2 minus 1 by 4. Yeah, so let's simplify this. Again, I'm going to be relying upon the butterfly method. 1 by 2 minus 1 by 4. I multiply these two. 1 times 4, 4. What is the sign in the middle here? Minus. I'll put a minus. And then I multiply these two. 2 times 1, 2. Divided by, I multiply these two. 2 times 4, 8. And now this simplifies to 2 by 8, which further simplifies to 1 by 4. So well done. The correct answer is, in fact, 11 raised to the power 1 by 4. Very good. Very good. Awesome. So we are good with these concepts. We're doing a good job. Okay. You guys have done. Now, these are not some made up questions. These are questions which we have picked up from the NCERT textbook, and you're doing an amazing job answering all the questions early, yeah, correctly as well. It's all right, Lakshmi, it's all right. So well done, well done. I appreciate that. Next. Okay, so we got to figure out the values of these three now. As I said, you know, this is the reason why I told you. The moment you see 64, something should recollect. The moment you see 32, the moment you see 125, because there will be questions like this in the simplification, and unless and until you recollect what these values are, they'll give you a hard time. So that's the reason why. In the initial stages, memorize them. In the later stages, they'll come on your own. Okay, so first one, how do you do this? What formula are we using here, by the way? A to the power 1 by n is nth root of a. I've already taken you that, right? So this will be what? You see the power is 1 by 2. So 64 can be written like 8 square, right? 64, I can write it like 8 times 8, which is 8 square. Now you must be asking, why are you only writing it in the form of a square? You just said that 64 is also 4 times 4 times 4, which is 4 cube. 64 is also equal to 2 to the power 6. I'm writing it in the form of a square because the power is 1 by 2. That's the reason why. Because it will get cancelled out. So in the place of 64, what I've done? I've written it at a square. The power remains the same, 1 by 2. Now this is in the form of what? A power m whole power n. This becomes a to the power m multiplied with n. 2 multiplied with half is 1. So this is going to be 8 to the power 1, which we can simply say 8. Well done. So first answer is 8. Mannat has given all the 3 correct answers, followed by Prashansa, then yes, Lakshmi, I believe next class is also ours, math. Rashmi, Danish, Venkatrammana, Himani, Anchal, Prashansa again, Sujash, Gargi has given all the 3 answers again, Zarina as well, Rashmi, alright, Snehdeep also did it. I was working out, I believe, I didn't check out your name, but yeah, awesome, cool. So let's check out the second one now. 32 can be written like what? I told you to remember that. 32 is 2 raised to the power 5. So in the place of 32, I will write 2 power 5, and the power remains the same, 1 by 5. So this is what now? A power m whole power n. The same idea. This will be 2 power 5 multiplied with 1 by 5, which is 2 power 5 by 5, giving me 2 power 1, which is nothing but 2. Very good. Very good. Now the last thing. 125. 125 is 5 to the power 3. So in the place of 125, I will write 5 power 3. Now this is again raised to the power 1 by 3. Again the same formula, 5 to the power 3 multiplied with 1 by 3, giving me 5 power 1, which is 5. So first answer is 8, second answer is 2, and third answer is 5. Well done. Amazing. Awesome. I'm really sorry if I'm not able to read out all your names, because sometime I'm solving it myself, and after I've solved it here, I'm then looking at your answers there. So whatever names are popping up, I'm reading those names out. Cool. So we've understood this as well. Nice. Let's move on now and check out this. Classify the following numbers as rational or irrational. You guys familiar with the definition, right? Rational. These are numbers that can be written in the form of a ratio where obviously the denominator b can't be equal to 0. In terms of decimals, what's the definition of rational? Terminating decimal or non-terminating but recurring. That will be rational as well. Irrational will be what? First thing, you can't write it in the form of a fraction, and then non-terminating, non-recurring. Yes? Come on. So root 23, when you expand it, this is going to be a non-recurring and non-terminating decimal. Alright? So this is the reason why root of 23 is going to be irrational. Right? The square root of any prime number is going to be irrational. Well done. So this is irrational. Square root of 225. Now this is tricky. 225 here can be written like 15 multiplied with 15. Right? So this becomes square root of 15 square, which is nothing but 15 square raised to the power 1 by 2. After simplification you get 15. So even though there's a square root, yes, still it is simplifying itself to rational. Yes, so first one is irrational, the second one is rational. What about the third one? Third one is rational, like Shivansh has said. That's the first name that's popping up after I looked at the screen. So this is what? This is a terminating decimal. Terminating decimal means this is going to be rational. What about this? 478, 478, even though dot 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 is there, which means non-terminating, but still you can see a recurring pattern. So I can write it like what? 7.478. I can put a bar on top of 478. So this is a non-terminating but recurring decimal. So for this reason, I'm again going to call it a rational number. What about the last one? Does it have any recurring pattern? 1.10, 100. This is non-terminating. First thing, this is non-terminating and this is non-recurring. There is no repeating pattern out there, right? So for that reason, this is going to be irrational. Ah, well done. Very good. Amazing. So you guys have come up with the correct answer. So irrational, rational, 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 irrational. So the first one and the fifth one are irrational. The second, third, fourth are rational. So this question was simply testing your understanding of if you understood what rational and irrational numbers are. That's about it. Come on, let's move on now. This is going to be the last important question. How to plot irrational numbers on a number line. And I gave you this rule, yes? Pythagoras theorem. How do you plot root 2? You remember this triangle. 1, 1, this will be root 2. How do you plot root 3? Height will be 1, this will be root 2, then this will become root 3. Yes, you remember this. We've done it using the Pythagoras theorem. How do you plot root 5? This will be 1, this will be 2, then automatically we're just using the Pythagoras theorem. You know what is the Pythagoras theorem? If this is A, this is B, this is C, then A square plus B square is equal to C square. So when we're using that, we get this. Okay. So if you haven't understood it, just remember, whenever you want to plot these irrational numbers on a number line, right? Height will be 1. Just remember this, please. Just try to remember that height of the triangle will be 1. If you can remember this one, we can at least try. And whatever you're trying to plot, this will be the hypotenuse of the right angle triangle, and height of the right angle triangle will always be 1. As you can see, 1, 1, 1. Height will always be 1. Okay? Oh, Snehdeep Kaur has given all the instructions as well. I know that must have taken effort, and I thank you for that. Come on, let's first understand what the steps going to be. First thing that you would do here is root 5, right? Figure out root 5 square minus 1 square first. Let's suppose I give you root 10. Then what are you going to do? The first step will be root 10 square minus 1. You'll figure this out. If I ask you root 11, the first step will be root 11 whole square minus 1 under root. This is what you would be doing. So since I've given you root 5 here, the first step will be root 5 whole square minus 1 square. So this will be what? 5 minus 1, root 4, it will give you 2. So first step is you will plot 2 on a number line. So 2 on a number line will be a line like this. Yes? This line will represent 2. Very good. Now from this, using a protractor and a scale, mark this angle as 90 degrees. First thing, using a protractor, you can draw 90-degree angle. And if this thing here is 2 centimeters, then this will be 1 centimeters. Same unit. Okay? Now, after this, you join the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is nothing but root 5, right? Because we are using what? The Pythagoras theorem. This is 2 and this is 1. So hypotenuse will be the sum of squares of the other two sides under root. And that's it. So this is root 5. Take the pointy edge of the compass here. measure this, okay, and then draw an arc like this. That arc will drop on root 5. Now I will see your question since I've explained it. On the number line, 2.5 will be root 5. Nearly, you're saying approximately. Okay, approximately, because remember root 5 is irrational. It is non-terminating and non-recurring. It will go on and on and on and on. So on 2 there is root 4. Yes, root 4 is 2. That's the reason why. Root 4 is 2. Okay. Yes, Lakshmi says it lies between 2 and 3. Another accurate answer. Okay, cool. What if we want to plot a root in decimal? It is non-terminating. Yes. Square root of 2, square root of 5, square root of 3, square root of 7, square root of 11. All of these are going to be non-terminating, non-recurring. So decimal, you may not be able to. Only you can do approximation. That's it. Height is always 1, Gayatri, because it is easy for us to, extend this method every time. Because look, for root 2, as I said, hypotenuse will always be the number that you're looking at. If plotting root 2, then hypotenuse will be root 2. Height, we have fixed it to be 1 every time. Then based on that, the base will be 1. Based on hypotenuse and height, we are calculating the base. Okay, like let's suppose I want to plot root 3. Root 3 will be the hypotenuse. I fix the height as 1. Then using the Pythagoras theorem, I know this has to be root 2. If let's suppose you want to fix root 7, then this is root 7. Hypotenuse is root 7. I have fixed the height as 1. Then applying the Pythagoras theorem, this becomes root 6. This is how I move on. Okay, spiral method, right? We will take a session. I will take you through a animation on the spiral method. That is coming next, and maybe we may even do an activity on it. That's a valid question. Spiral method, we will do a animation on it, because using that you will understand it better. Okay, so that's it guys. These were some really important kind of questions from the first chapter. Now it's homework time. So find the hypotenuse of the right angle triangle whose sides are root 6 centimeters and root 3 centimeters. Yeah, so this is going to be the right angle triangle. The hypotenuse is obviously going to be the side opposite 90 degrees, and this is given as maybe root 6 centimeters, and this is root 3 centimeters. So I've given you the hint as well. You can use the Pythagoras theorem, and please type out the answer in the comment box. And always remember this, you need not always only give us answers to homework question in the comment box. You can also let us know what you want to see. Like one student has said, could you please explain the spiral method? We would try to come up with that. Okay, so give us your suggestions, we welcome them. Okay, and lastly, of course, you guys know we've got you covered. Yeah, coming up with amazing content every day for you. And lastly, I've got to explain to you the BYJU'S 2 teachers advantage. Okay, right now we're just one teacher here, but you get the advantage of 2 teachers here. First thing is that 24/7 video lessons on the app to make sure you guys understand the concept from multiple perspectives in depth. Okay, using those animations which will help you visualize. The idea is to make you visualize math. Next thing is the learning journeys here are going to be personalized, because the content, the level of difficulty will change as per your interaction with the content. And then of course the dual teacher model, right? One teacher will be explaining you the doubts, and then others, you can find the link to this in the chat box. Make sure you use that link. The trial class is going to be free any which ways. You've got nothing to lose, so try it out. Okay, and then instant doubt clarification is also there. And I come to the end now. Yeah, if you feel you want to share this with your friends, please make sure you do that. In case we have some new viewers joining us through this video, hit the subscribe button. And lastly, if you like the content that we give you every day, please hit the like button. It'll mean a lot to us. We will know that, hey, look, our students are enjoying these sessions, and we can come up with better and better sessions for you every single time. Okay, so that's it from my side, guys. I hope the session was useful. You're only gonna get better at it with loads of practice from your side. So please make sure you practice it out and leave your suggestions along with the answer to the homework question in the comments box. I'm gonna see you next. Until that time, remember to take care of yourself and keep practicing. Thank you.